Okay, creating content for YouTube can be a real pain if you're trying to film on your own. Well, I've created a YouTube studio on wheels. This is it. Take a look at this. I've got the light, the camera, and the microphone, and best of all, I can wheel it around to get some really good shots. And then when I'm done, I can just move it out of the way and get on with my work. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact setup that I used, how you can put it together, and where you can grab it. So let's jump into it. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at the light stand. And before I start, I just want to say, I didn't kind of create this from scratch. Loads of other creators out there on YouTube have built single stand setups. And I got a lot of influence from other channels like Omar Takori on Think Media, who have done a really, really good job. So I've taken influence from them, looked at what they've got, and actually made a couple of subtle changes here and there. So this is the light stand that I chose. I'll put a link to Amazon where you can grab it. But the reason I like this one, it's on wheels. The base is maybe slightly longer than some other stands that you might have, but you can easily lock up and down these wheels. This twists out and you can bend the locks up. Means you can put the stand away when you need to. But why I like this stand is for this simple reason here. It comes with two arms like this, and instead of screwing them up and moving them up and down, it has a little grip handle here that you can just pull and move up and down. So when you want to adjust the light, pull, adjust it down, and it's done. You don't have to get an Allen key out every single time that you want to adjust your lights. And it comes with the little adapters here as well. So that alone has saved a few pounds. It means I didn't need to buy some extra arms and extra pieces to go together. This came with the stand, the wheels, and these two arms, all for that one price. Okay, so let's talk about the light we're going to be putting on this stand. And this is the light that I chose. This is the Amaran 60DS. By the way, no one is sponsoring this video. I chose this just simply based on opinions and reviews that I've seen online. We know Amaran from trade shows like the NAB trade show. They're very, very well known for high quality products. And because I'm only using really one light in the studio, I wanted a good quality light. And this seemed to fit the bill. So far, it's been actually pretty good. But the reason I like it, it's quite a small light, and because I'm putting quite a big lantern on it, it means I can reduce that size as much as I can. It's fairly lightweight for a light like this. And what's best about it is you can actually use some Sony NPF batteries and slot these in here. So originally, before I was moving in, I wasn't sure how much space I would have or where the electrical plugs were. So I thought, this is great. I can charge up the light, charge up the batteries, put them in the light, and then I can be completely wireless. So if you want a YouTube setup which is completely wireless, this is the way to go. I've actually been plugging this in. You can plug it straight into the wall as well because the plug is just behind me right there. So not too much of an issue. Now let's put it on the stand. Now when you get this stand, you get these connectors here that you can attach lights to, cameras to, anything basically. It comes with a thin end and a thick end. I'm actually using the thicker end. So I'm popping that in there and I'm just tightening this with a little nut right there. And then with the pieces that you get with the light, I'm just going to pop that on like this, and this is going to tighten nicely to the light stand, and then we're all good and secure. Next up, let's put on the lantern softbox. Okay, I've just quickly taken it off the stand. So this light comes with a Bowens mount. Now, what's great about a Bowens mount is that you can attach different kind of light adapters to it, light boxes to it. I've gone in this setup for a lantern softbox just because you may see other light boxes that are very directional. They give you a really nice shadow on the side of your face. That's what we've been using in the Editor's Key Studio. And I think that works really, really well when you have someone with you that can control the lights, or you've got a 3-light setup like we do in the Manchester office. In here, because I'm primarily using one light, I want a light that's going to light me up well, but also spill a little bit of light to the background as well. And it's definitely a little bit more forgiving. You don't have to get it exactly right, exactly in the right place. So that's what I've gone for here. This is the lantern softbox. Let's pop this on. Let's clip it together. I'll show you how it works, and then we'll put it onto the light. And again, I'll put it onto the stand. So what you have to do here, you have to kind of push this down to the ground, and in its side is 2 little clips that you'll be able to see when you look down, and then that creates this nice ball shape so we can pop it onto the light. So this is the newer Lantern softbox. This is the 60-inch version. I'll put a link in the description below. And as for all of the products I'll show you, I'll put all the links below in case you want to grab them. I got this one, it was slightly cheaper than the Amaran one. It has the Bowens mount. The reviews were very good. So that's the reason I went for that one. Now let's put it on the light itself. This is going to be a little bit tricky on camera, but essentially you want to line up, I don't know if I can do this actually with one hand. You want to line up, let's see, this section here to the little notches on here, and it should just clip in. Let's have a look. Whoop. There we go, it's clipped in, and it locks into place. Now it's time to put it on the light stand. And then now we've got it on the light stand, we can use this little handle and shift it up and down. So depending on what I'm doing, this is why it makes it great. Normally when you have a light stand, you have to take all the legs out, put it up, sit down, see if you look right, sit down again. Because you're going to be sitting right in front of the camera here, if that light is looking too powerful, I can dim it up and down. If it's looking too high, I can just simply grab this handle, let go, and it's in place. Sometimes I do videos where I'm standing up, sometimes I do videos where I'm sitting down at the desk, sometimes we're doing over the head shots. So just these little micro adjustments that you can do around the back here and on the side is making this super, super handy. But now let's look at how we're gonna actually put the camera onto this as well. Okay, the main bit, the camera. So, as I'm gonna be using the Sony ZV-E1, a Sony a7S III, or the DJI Pocket 3, which is what we're filming on for this video, I wanted a good ball mount where we could move it around. I could have it be fluid as well, so if we're doing shots of product, I can have a little bit of movement on there as well. Now, as mentioned, because this light stand, unlike a lot of others, comes with these essentially two super clamps, you don't need to go out and buy another super clamp head, another adapter. It comes with these, so you can literally, if you want to, you could screw your camera straight onto here. What I've done as well, after looking at a couple of recommendations, is I've bought the K&F Concept ball head adapter. Now this is just one that you would put on any tripod, but because we have these two adapters here, it means I've just been able to screw this on like so. Get that nice and tight. And then I have an adapter where I can adjust the tilt, the axis, and the rotation as well. So if I want to get extra shots from behind the camera, I can do that. Or if I just want to make some micro adjustments, I don't have to take the camera off, unscrew it, things like that. So that makes it a lot easier. This is the K&F Concept BH20AL. I'll put a link in the description below. And then we've added a little plate to the top here. Now you may have noticed something on the top of this ball head mount, and this is the F38 adapter from Ulanzi. Now what these are quick release plates. Now I've never really used them before. I'd seen them online. I've seen a lot of YouTubers using them, and I thought it seemed like a bit of a waste because you get a tripod plate with your cameras. But actually they are pretty handy. They're not perfect, but they are pretty handy. What they allow you to do is you attach the Falcam F38 plate to your existing tripod plate. That fits in and that screws there and that stays there securely. You then put a base plate into your cameras. So it's worth picking up maybe one or two of these for your tripods and then some extra ones, maybe 3 or 4 for each of your cameras, and then you can pop them in. And it just means that when you come to film on YouTube and you want to switch cameras out maybe, you can just clip it in like that. You don't have to screw it in with a coin and everything else. You screw it in, it locks in. There is a tilt lock button here, so if you are moving around, I tend to leave it like this, it's pretty secure. And then when you want to release, you press the button and pull it out, and it's good to go. So just an easy way, if I want to switch out cameras, if I want to use the Pocket 3, I've got one on here as well. I can take that out and I can slot this onto this, and then we're good to go. Good thing about this light as well, it's super powerful. You can either go through the light settings by just twisting this little knob here, or you can tap it to go up in 20% increases. Now, I usually have mine set at about 50 to 60%, and we can see it gives off some really nice light. Okay, so now we have the light set up and the camera set up. The next thing we need to talk about is the audio. Now, for this situation, I'm using the MKE 400 from Sennheiser, a really good shotgun microphone. Now, if I'm honest, when we're doing a lot of videos, I'll tend to use a wireless receiver. I've got a lapel on now. This is the DJI Mic 2. It works really, really well. And it's what I'll use usually outside, because the problem is with a shotgun mic, a lot of YouTubers like to show these off, but as soon as you turn your head or you go away from them, they're not that great if you're outside. They're good if you want a run and gun situation, especially if you're filming lots of people. They do have their advantages, but I think generally most people are better suited to a little wireless receiver and a lapel mic. Now in the studio, this is perfect. So instead of popping it on the camera where it could still be a little bit far away from me and sound a bit distant, I've got this little newer boom pole here, and it just means I can extend out the microphone, not a great deal, but I can get this closer to my mouth, which should make the audio sound a lot better than before. Now, again, a lot of people are booming this from underneath here, and what I'm a little bit worried about is that this lantern could cause a shadow, or the microphone could cause a shadow from the light onto my face. It may not be that noticeable, but I wanted to avoid that. So I'm actually booming it from below the camera here, and then I'm pointing it up towards my face so I can get this really nice and close. It's really nice sounding audio. It's not going to cast a shadow. The only thing you have to watch out for is that you're not sort of filming it. You know, a couple of times I filmed myself and it's in shot. I barely could notice because I'm looking at the little LCD screen here. But this is the MKE 400 with the newer DS001 pole, and I'm mounting it just here. Now for this stand, it is actually a little bit loose. I lost a little adapter that screws in between this pole here to keep it nice and tight to the pole. But it's a little bit loose, but actually it's been okay because it means I can just rotate it. And once it's in place, it doesn't really move. I'm not touching it. And the audio quality so far has been pretty good. Okay, the camera is on, the mic is on, the light is on. Let's switch to the camera now so you can see the angle that I see. And this is the angle coming from the ZV E1. Normally I would have all of the lights off, the big windows open, so it's probably overexposing me a little bit, but you can see this is what it looks like. I think the audio quality is nice. When we switch to this, I can get it very close. Like, let me just show you this on the Pocket 3. You can see how close this is to me right here. This means we get some nice clear audio, and as I've mentioned, I can move this around. So let's do that. So I can just, if I want to change angle, I can just move it around on wheels, shift my seat about, and I know the light is always roughly in the right place. So if I do want to get a bit of the office there, I always leave that dark, but we can shoot this angle here. I can bring it along and just start filming with a more, let's get that around there. I can sit off the camera a little bit. And again, we're a little bit overexposed now, but you can see that I can just shift this around. I can wheel it around. Without this, I would need to move the camera, I would need to reframe, I would need to move the light around, I probably need to move the microphone around. This just follows me around. And then, let's just move that back there. If I want to stand up, this is really easy as well. So let me just put this on the side here and I'll show you exactly how that looks. So there we go, I'm standing up, and how easy is that? It just literally took me just adjusting that arm, pulling the camera up while we're rolling, moving the light slightly, and now we have this standing up section here. I can move this around again. Let's just move this around. Let's get a bit of that shelf in the background. And it's easy as that. So if you want to replicate what I've done, I'll put all the links in the description below. Over the last few weeks, because we've been building this studio setup, I've done videos on the best settings for the DJI Pocket 3. I've done the entire build, everything I've used in the background here. So if you want to see that video, make sure to check out that video on the channel. But if you've got any more questions whilst we're building this out, whilst I'm even learning more about creating small YouTube setups, let me know your comments or questions below. I promise we do get back to every single one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.